What's the biggest show me with your hands like that you think you've ever dealt with?
In inches.
No, okay. For my
We have a ruler
for
and
just
an
in
howler.
this case, my
Hey, welcome
hello.
to Friends with Benz. I'm Hunter March.
I'm Alex Ovadia.
And this is the podcast where you guys call in with your stories, questions, need for advice, and then we give it.
Whether
And
you
it's-
like it or not.
Yeah, and usually a lot of people
don't.
don't like it. It's bad advice.
Yeah.
Our tagline is, you may not come away better, but you will come. Trademark.
But you will come.
Yeah.
You
And
will.
Speaking of the person talking about coming this early in the podcast,
Yay.
give it up for Manny Gutierrez.
Yay.
Hi guys. Hi, how are y'all
Hello.
doing?
Good.
I didn't bring it up first. You brought it up first.
No, you will come to the
You
podcast.
will come.
And then you
dot,
made
dot,
it.
dot to the podcast?
Yeah.
That's very sexual.
Thank
It
you.
is.
That's the whole pod.
That's our whole thing.
Yeah. To my parents and in-law
Anyway.
parents' demise.
Yeah.
Manny, welcome to the podcast. I feel like, again, this is another situation where I've known Manny for a long time, but we weren't really like, we probably just passed each other
Yeah.
in passing for a decade, like at Awesomeness and all that time. And then recently, David Alvarez brought us together for video, and then Manny and I just clicked.
We did. We
Nice.
clicked. We did click.
You click
I
with
lived.
everyone, though.
I do not click with everyone. You specifically.
I feel like you're a very charming person.
Thank you.
You're
That's
welcome.
so sweet. That's very, very sweet.
Yeah, you are already. I'm charmed. I've been
but
charmed.
I do feel like I get along with a lot. I definitely get along with people. That doesn't mean I like click with people.
That's true.
I definitely get along with most, for sure.
That's like everybody thinks that I'm their best friend, but I only have one best friend.
That's
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
That's literally me.
Yes.
Everyone's like, oh my God, the gay with makeup. I want to talk to him. And I'm
You're
like,
like, all right.
okay, great. But that
okay.
doesn't mean I'm like going to be the best either, you know? So it
That's
depends.
crazy. I'm the type of guy where I'm like, I'm not usually the friend. I don't have a lot of friends.
You know what? That was very sweet.
He's
and
got
endearing.
he's got quality over quantity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is great. That's what you need.
Hudson? Me?
Yeah, and that's it.
And that is.
Scotty?
That was great.
I'm hoping that this turns into just a blossoming new friendship. This podcast, I hope, is our seed.
Oh,
Speaking of cum.
we're gonna sow those seeds.
Yeah,
Trust
we
me.
are. Oh, they're gonna get
They're gonna be
sown.
Yeah, well, if you are a fan, by the way, when I knew you, I had never even known you had a real last name. It was
course.
always just Manny Mua.
Most people do.
Right.
Most people think that's either Manny Mua, like a little kiss,
Yeah,
Right.
That's
or
what I
Manny
thought.
Mua.
Manny
Which is a lot of
Mua
times.
is,
They say a lot.
to me, is that
A stretch? Is that a stretch?
Stupid.
Okay,
If
good.
you're
I'm so
listening
glad.
and you call him Manny Mua, you're dumb.
I'm scared.
Turn the podcast off. We're not interested in your listenership.
And I'm scared.
Yeah, so what do you, like, if you were walking around a influencer party, specifically an influencer party, how would you introduce yourself? Would you say, but if someone said Manny, and or they introduced their first and last name, would you
I'd say I'm Manny Gutierrez.
You would.
But then I would say I'm also like Manny Mua. It depends on like the setting.
You would say, I'm Manny Gutierrez, also.
AKA.
No. It would just it'll depend on the person. Like if they're like giving me their handle name, if they're saying like, oh, I'm this person online, and I'm like, oh, I'm Manny Mua online.
That's such
But
a,
in real life, I'm like Manny Gutierrez, of
Right.
course.
it is
and-
such a funny, like, Ready Player One world where you're like, I'm Manny Gutierrez.
My
You're also-
avatar.
My plug-in me is Manny Mua.
For anyone that doesn't know, MUA stands for makeup artist.
Yeah.
So
So
that's
is
what
that-
Manny is.
Was that your
known
first
for?
handle then? Yeah. Like,
Yeah. It was Manny Mua because I was a makeup artist. That was my first thing. Like, I started working in makeup. Like, started working at Sephora, and I was a freelance makeup artist for a little bit.
How old were you when you worked at Sephora?
Like 22.
What was 16 to 22 then? What were you doing before that?
I was a volleyball coach.
Nice.
I was a waiter. I was a host.
You were a volleyball coach for girls or boys?
Both.
Oh,
I taught both.
Okay.
I taught freshman volleyball.
Dang.
Wow.
And it was really fun. Like I
is
enjoyed
fun.
it. I played volleyball all through high school. It was really, really fun to me, and my kids were so great. And they were called me Coach Manny. It was really cute. It
Aw,
was
you
really
like
sweet.
that?
I like
That's
thinking back
fun.
to the moments, and I'm like, oh, what a different life that I was in.
Yeah.
What
You
a
could have
different
been Manny volleyball coach on YouTube.
BBC.
Yeah, BBC.
Yes, yes, BBC.
Oh, different coach, but very important.
But nonetheless,
I know I'm learning a lot.
This is gonna be very insightful for you.
Yeah.
This podcast isn't only going to be insightful for us, but it's going to be very insightful for our callers. Because
God, you're good at transitions.
I have to
Look at
every
that.
once in a while. We're
That's
going to
segue.
We're going to learn more about Manny throughout the podcast, but we do
Yes.
have 3 callers who are calling in today, right, Dustyn? And they all have questions for advice. Maybe they're listeners of ours. They could be just a fan of Manny calling in. We will find out. But the point is, Manny, you have to fix them, or
die.
We have to kill you.
Okay, got it.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like what's that one movie with the kids all on the island? They had to fucking kill each other.
Lord of the Flies.
This is Lord of the Flies. But
This
the
is very
podcast
Lord of the
version.
Flies. There's a weapon in most of the rooms, and not this one, unfortunately.
I wouldn't be
anything
surprised
can
there
be
would
a
be one
weapon.
here. Yeah, no, in here like that. I can put that over your neck, strangle you.
A ring light. That's
ring light.
the most makeup artist way to kill
that's
someone
a fun,
ever.
That's like a good. If
That's
we
Final
made an
Destination.
influencer horror movie, dude,
Death by
write
ring
this
light.
down.
Write this down.
Write it down.
No, you know what we should make is an influencer version of Clue. It was Manny in the podcast room with that ring light.
Wait, that was really good.
With the makeup, I love that. That's actually genius.
Hold on, we should do
Okay,
that.
we will be right back. We have to write this down. All right. So before we get to a caller, we have a voice message from a Friends with Ben's Reg. This is Karen.
Alum.
Yeah, an alum. An alum for sad reasons. She got cheated on in the last story.
Yeah, but we
horrible.
like her a lot.
But this one, supposedly better news, supposedly better nudes, Papa John's. You guys ready? It's all about nudes.
Got it. I wish your hat didn't have the Nike swoosh and it just said golf.
Just golf on it.
It's like sports.
Well, it's mostly because I have this little zit right here.
Oh, we'll talk about it.
I'm not looking at it.
Thanks. You promise?
I promise.
Swear on everything you love.
Until you brought it up, I'm not. Your hair was covering it, and then now I see it, and it winked at me.
Wink.
I said, "Hey, how you doing?" I said, "Whoa."
Okay. Fuck you. All right, here we go. This is from Karen.
Hey guys, just sending in a question. My question ends up being, what opinion would you have about a girl sending a guy a nude?
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Say no more.
I was like, "Great, genius."
Neat.
No, there's 2.5 more minutes.
Oh, okay.
No, there's 1 more minute. Hold on.
When they just recently started talking. I don't know how guys
Yeah, I'm fine with it still.
Okay, hit play.
Here we go.
feel it, or I don't know if it determines whether or not he'll take you seriously, or if it's just something common, something normal to them, or whether or not they start to raise questions about if this has been sent to somebody else before. I don't know. I guess my question is, would a guy take you less seriously because you're willing to send him a nude? But yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on that?
Okay, there's another 30 seconds of a second message, but I think maybe do we want to just address this first and then get to that?
Let's address it.
Okay, thoughts, Manny?
I feel like it's so tough because there's times when I'm talking to someone and if they send me a nude too quick, I'm like, "Oh girl, who y'all sending this to?"
Yeah.
To me, I'm like, it really does come across like low key thirsty, a little intense if it's too fast. I don't like the too fastness.
And if you were ready to just let it rip, that means that
I'm
you're
like,
probably
damn.
doing that to everybody, which is But I also don't think that straight men think that much.
you know what? I think that's
I think
very
if
valid.
she sent a nude to a straight man, he'd be like, "Hell yeah."
Fuck yeah, bro.
Well, here's my
Maybe,
thing.
I don't know. Please.
In reverse, me sending a nude to a girl early, it might just be because think about how hard typing is. An image worth 1,000
That's
of
what they
those
say.
words.
That's what they say.
That is what they say.
Also, I write on my penis,
all of
so that's
those-
1,000, 5, 6 words.
Takes
when I send
forever. It takes forever for you
I'll
to
draw
send
it on
one.
my penis. I'll just take a photo of my penis, and it'll be like, "Hey, do you like sushi?"
Fun.
Will you marry me? Question mark. The ring at the top.
I cannot fit that many words.
I know you can.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
It's like
I'm
when
kidding,
somebody
I'm
writes
kidding.
your name on a grain of rice.
No, Hunter's already jerking off with a tweezer.
How is every guest such an asshole to me? Every guest comes on this show and goes, "Hunter, you're a bitch."
You're a bitch and you have
No,
a small penis. Welcome to the podcast.
It's because I love you. That's why I'm doing that.
That is
If
true.
I'm not shredding you, then that means I don't care.
Okay, great.
I promise.
All right. Alex doesn't really shred me that much.
Well, she's shredding you
like
today, so.
Shredding.
A shred. See?
Wow.
Done.
I also will say, to be genuine, I do think
sure.
if I got a nude from a girl, like right off the bat, I'm not the type of guy, like if I sleep with a girl on the first date, that does not mean I lose respect for her at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if someone sends a nude before we've started, like before it's been kind of asked for, either way, right? Like and when I say ask for, I don't mean they have to say like, hey, could you send me a photo of your
Send
like,
pic.
spread, like bent over, spreading.
Oh.
I'm not saying that that's what
yeah.
but I'm saying that is a common one. And
For me.
for me.
For me too.
But I'm saying if it hasn't got to that point of even where you're like, when, like, if you're smart, when the vibe is changing. When someone goes, oh, I'm still wearing my outfit from work, show me that idea. And then it's like, and then you start doing it, it's like, ooh, that looks uncomfy. That's a word. That looks uncomfy. Nice. Then someone keeps playing into it, and like you guys are both getting there slowly and gradually. If that happens after the first date and you guys are both there, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Personally.
Depends on the vibes. Depends on the vibes.
Yeah.
Depends on the vibes. Well, let's see what the rest of this vibe is from her.
Context in my scenario, I just started talking to a guy probably about 2 weeks ago. The conversation led there. The conversation about either sending each other nudes or whatever. But I don't know. I haven't been dating for a while, so this guy probably sounds a little immature or whatever. But if this conversation were to lead for somebody, into that position as a woman, like what would you do? And then also, like, from the point of view of a male, like how does he feel about a woman being okay with sending one?
Okay, so Alex, you take the woman part.
All right. Yeah, I think that, it's always like based on your comfort level. If you're comfortable enough and you feel it, like, I don't know. I think that it's nice. We're in like a time where you can be free and you can send things. And obviously, she's worried about if he's going to like respect her less. But if he does and he's asking for it, that's a shitty guy and you don't want to be with that guy. But if you're like, oh, we're flirting, you're hitting it off, and we're both asking for nudes, I want to see his, like, I don't mind sending mine, then freaking go for it, dude.
I've heard rumors that girls don't actually want to see your nudes.
They kind of, not unsolicited for sure.
Not unsolicited, but I'm saying even solicited. I heard girls don't like seeing penises in photos.
Really?
That's what I heard.
That shocks me. I love it.
Yeah, it's kind of, yeah.
I love seeing them.
It's kind of, it's just like, whoa, it's just aggressive, and it's like, I can kind of see him whenever I want to see him. So it's not as exciting.
Hey, congrats. I will also say one thing, and this I think we should have said probably earlier, but only send nudes that you are willing to be released into the public, just because
true.
Odds are these days there is a chance. Now it could be a 0.01% chance, but that still means there's a chance. So like I have sent nudes to partners that I really trust or whatever, and in my mind I still don't put my face in it. I still make sure it's a thing where it's like if it came out and my parents texted me being like, "Hey, is this you?" Someone just sent it to me that it's going all over. Like one of the neighbors just said Hunter's nudes have been leaked. I would say you should give them a look. They're actually pretty good.
You're like, that's definitely not me.
No, I would be like, that's me.
The unfortunate thing
100%.
is that you've posted so many shirtless photos that even covering your face, we're going to know.
Oh, I also have a scar under my belly now from my back surgery that is so unique.
Identifiable.
It's insane.
They're going to clock you.
I do agree that it's almost like because people can be so shitty that you got to just assume that that's going everywhere. So if you don't feel comfortable with that, don't send it.
And 2 weeks is not enough time to know if a guy's not going to share your nudes.
Look at Sophie Turner and Joe Jonas.
Yeah. Girl.
Good.
Girl.
Sorry, I'm just vibing.
Something Hunter's so like girl queen. Yes, mama. Because I'm here.
That's appropriation.
No.
That's cultural appropriation.
Okay.
A culture vulture.
Do I have to take that out?
Go.
I don't know.
Just a woman.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a sentence straight guy. And you can't take that from me. That's mine. I own that.
I can't take that.
No.
And I don't want it.
No, I don't want it.
So, all right. So, Karen, we hope that has helped. But
Yeah.
now we have our first caller.
Yes.
Calling in. So, Manny, you ready?
A caller, yes.
Caller, yes.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey. Hi, Sarah.
We know her.
She's so
Hi.
cute.
Yeah.
Hunter, hi, Args. Hi, Dustyn. How's everybody?
And this is Manny.
Hello, hello.
Hi. Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine.
You're good.
fine.
You're good.
Okay, this caller, Sarah, welcome. For those that maybe recognize the voice or the name, Sarah called into our dating episode with Scott, where we had David Alvarez
Yes.
hook Scott up, and then she also called into a different episode with or did you? Or no, was that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and you had an insane story in a different episode. Are you still looking?
Mr. Green Card.
Yeah, you
still looking for Mr. Green Card?
The green card. Yes. Yes.
She's
What?
in Colombia.
Yeah, that was.
We need to find him.
So Sarah, what's going on? What's your question?
My question is, okay. So here's the thing. There's a little backstory to this. I'm still looking for Mr. Green Card.
Okay.
I'm still exclusively dating non-Colombians so that I can get out of here. And so I started going out with this guy, but started as overselling it because we've gone on one date.
Okay. That's a start.
But it was really oddly tender, and he was very sweet, and we didn't even touch very much, which is new for me.
Oddly
He was very
tender
respectful.
with no touch. So he was just really gentlemanly and
He was gay.
Yeah. He was
I didn't
a
say
decent
it.
human
That's-
being, which he's not used to. you know?
Right. Okay.
And so, he went back to the US. He's coming back, whatever. He's like, I'm coming back for you. And I'm like, yeah, shut up. So we've been talking, and, one thing leads to another. And then all of a sudden you're sharing nudes with each other. It's fine.
Okay.
And so it was his birthday, and then I did a little photo shoot, and it was really hot. But then he was a little bitch boy. He started saying oh my God, you should send me videos. And I'm like, do you think I have time to record?
Hold on.
Seems
he was being a bitch boy by asking for more.
yeah. Which I thought was really
What a little
weird, but
bitch
at the
boy.
same time, I have
bitch
this
boy.
thing where I'm a people pleaser, and I need to have everybody, I need to nobody, and so I kind of I know it would be hot, but I also don't want to give into it because I feel stupid.
Oh.
So that's where I'm at.
You feel like maybe
Right
he's
now.
taking advantage of your kindness.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know how to feel about it because he was being super nice and super sweet, and he was being so appreciative, and he was very verbal about being you're so hot, you're so fun, you're so this, you're so that. And so now I don't know.
I think he's being genuine about all of those things, but he can also be a scumbag after
And also
that.
horny.
yeah.
And horny doesn't necessarily
horny demon
mean
can come.
scumbag. Is he? Here's one. Is he real? Or here's a question. Is he really appreciative of the photos and then says, "Oh my God, that's so hot. Thank you so much. Can I ask you for something else?" Or is he no,
This isn't enough.
I want this.
No, he's super appreciative of the photos, but he was also I don't know. I don't know if it was because it was his birthday that he felt entitled to. I don't know. And also when people ask me for things, I don't feel like doing it. I want to do things for
Me too,
people
man.
that I want to do.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you have the text messages in which he said can you send me the video? Can you read those?
I thought you were gonna ask. Do you have
Me
the news?
too.
So
Me
did
too. I was where are we going with this?
Bold.
No. Show us his dick. No, can you
Show us.
did he send you photos?
He has. Yes.
Okay, good. So
Okay,
this is
good.
reciprocating.
Yeah.
Okay, can
Yeah.
you read the text message in which he asked for the videos?
Yes. Wait.
This is really invasive.
I almost.
I was like,
read
that's
his
very
name out loud.
invasive.
Okay. He said, oh my God, best present I could have ever gotten. Thank you. What if we send videos to each other from now on?
And how did you respond to that?
I just said, I've never done videos before. I'll think about it.
And then you called
Fair.
us.
And then she said, I need fucking
She
help.
said, hold on, I
And
have
then
to
you
call into a
help. Yeah, I
podcast
need help.
before I can give you an answer.
This is actually I would like the audience to comment down below too if you're watching on YouTube. Let us know what you think about this. But it's to me, he does seem like he's being really respectful about it, and that he's being really appreciative of what you have sent. Two, he said, do you want us to maybe send videos back and forth? So he's including himself. He's still trying to reciprocate. But it is 100% up to you and your comfort level.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter how nice he is or how mean he is. If you don't feel comfortable doing it, he could be the nicest guy in the world and you could feel like you owe him because it is his birthday and whatever. None of that means that you should send him something you don't want to send. And then also be willing to send something that if it got out, you'd be okay with it being in the world, because sending videos is permanent. Like, not that it will get out.
That's like,
Sending photos is permanent too, but videos are just, there's noises and stuff.
it feels like a lot. I don't know if I'm like super comfortable with it. I don't know. It just made me feel weird. And I was like, well, you were asking for like people to ask for advice. So I am asking for advice because, like, okay, here's a question. Okay, Manny, I don't know if you're in a relationship, but okay, great, amazing. And we're also dealing with men. We're the only ones here.
Manny shook his head no for those listening, by the way.
Dealt with men for a while.
Alex has dealt with men. She's dealt with some thick men. I mean, I'm talking big peens, right?
No.
Really?
No.
None.
You never had a
Never
big
once.
peen? What's the biggest
We'll talk
peen?
about it
Show me
later.
with your hands, like, that you think you've ever dealt with.
In inches.
Wait,
No,
here.
okay.
Hold on.
For my
We have a
wow,
ruler
for
and
just
a
in
howler.
this case, my ex-boyfriend was probably about here, but
can't
never
see.
like
Hold on.
scary
6
big.
is like boyfriend pee.
Yeah.
is for
But
sure
but
big.
then the rest were like I'm talking this range.
And the 3 to 4?
Yeah.
Full erect.
No.
Dude. Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
How has this
Manny.
never gotten brought up on the
so sorry.
podcast before?
Manny, have you ever seen a penis?
Once or twice.
Yeah.
What's the biggest on the ruler? that
Oh
you've
yeah,
seen?
yeah, yeah.
I've
Wait,
never-
that's way more
What's the
interesting.
biggest penis? What's the biggest you know
I would
what?
say like out here. Into the 9 territory.
9, 10?
9 was the biggest I've ever seen in real life, and I honestly was not well.
It's a scary looking.
I was, yeah. I mean, there's something fun about it because I was like, oh, what a challenge. But then I'm also like literally terrified at the same time.
You're like, I shouldn't have.
And I'm like, wait, what do you mean? Like, what? No, I'm scared.
Dang, that's terrifying.
9 was the biggest I've
That
ever
is-
seen.
Insane. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. No, I was sorry for days after, trust me.
Oh man, I bet. What was your question?
No, advice. I think the thing is, like, I think that both can be true at the same time. Like, he can be being sweet and like really nice about it, but you can also feel uncomfortable at the same time. Like, I think
Totally.
both are valid feelings in those moments, and I think it just takes communication. If you're not comfortable with sending something, just don't send it. But just like tell him, like, yo, I'm not as comfortable with it. Let's do photos for now, and then maybe we can work up to video in the future.
Yeah,
If you want, if
I
you
think
want.
that's good. I'm a people pleaser myself, and like so much of the time I'm doing things that I don't want to do, but your body's going to tell you if you really don't want to do something. You said yourself that you feel uncomfortable, you feel like it's weird. I think that's just your body being like, don't do this. You don't want to do this.
Yeah.
And also, Hunter's right. People are shitty and they'll send your stuff to everybody. And unfortunately, it's not like a situation where you can take that video back.
Yeah, but here's the thing: if the videos do come out, you do have if he does release them, you do have the potential to become an OnlyFans superstar.
Okay.
And then
And
I was
all of
waiting
a
for it.
We
sudden,
took it to another level.
all of a
Yeah.
sudden, you
We
don't
always
need a
do.
green card. Mm-hmm. You just get a work visa.
Absolutely.
Because you can only OnlyFans from the United States.
Because that's what America's looking for as an export right now.
Is it called
Boobs.
Solamente fans down there?
Yes.
That is actually like a big word. I'm so proud of you.
Oh my God, I can speak Spanish.
How do you say fans in
Think of-
Spanish?
I'm Mexican. How do you know?
Spanish, I don't know.
Amigos.
How do you say it, Sarah?
Literally you just say fans.
Told
So
you it was
Alex,
freaking
2 for 2.
Solamente fans. Spanish double minor, baby.
Wow. Well, Sarah, we have another caller calling in right now, but thank you for the question. We hope this advice helps.
Yeah.
And if you do end up sending videos, don't send it to us.
Okay.
Alex, because Alex was going to ask. 'Cause
No.
She's an absolute horn dog. Yeah, you are.
No.
Her oven is turned on right now.
Oh, yeah. Every day Alex leaves, I have to
I'm
replace.
constantly preheating, baby.
Baby, that is at a 350, constant.
Yeah, all right.
Anyway,
Sarah,
fun talk.
We have to let you go before we get sued, so enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye. She did that.
Antlers.
Bye. Yeah, antlers. Bye, antlers. Okay, so what we've learned so far is we have some horny callers calling in.
Oh, well, no, they're dating with horny
Nudes.
people.
Yeah, and they be sending in nudes.
I guess, yeah, we got some. Everyone's
Some nude
what if
takers.
the next 4 callers are like,
All about
should I send nudes?
nudes? Yeah.
So
What about nudes? Like, have you guys ever heard of them?
familiar
Manny,
with
have you
nudes.
sent nudes?
I have, but I don't send them really anymore.
You did in the past?
Yeah.
Did
Pre-Manny Mua, I would send them all the time.
Did anything ever come out, or anyone ever threaten you or everything?
Because it was so long
They were,
ago
like,
that I was taking
pixelated
them.
and
no, literally, I
stuff,
was like,
yeah.
my fucking chocolate from Verizon. Like I was,
I had chocolate
I had
too.
chocolate. I was like, that's what it was on. So I'm like, no, I was pretty.
I love that
fine.
phone.
Yeah.
Dang, I went the opposite direction. I went with like the phones that they would sell to people who worked on like job sites that had like the Nextel.
Strong.
Yeah, where you like
A brick.
You can
Yeah.
like radio people and be like, "Hey, you there?" I just thought that was the coolest thing. It
That
had
is pretty
nobody
cool.
to talk to. The one nude that I sent that got back to me pretty bad was I had sent nudes to my girlfriend when I was in high school, but because I had one of those brick phones, I didn't have picture messaging on it, but I had email. So I emailed her from my phone. And I was on vacation with my family and she was back home. So I emailed her the nudes. And then like a couple weeks later, my mom called me and she goes, "Hey, Hunter, just want to let you know about email security. Don't leave your emails up and don't send nudes to your girlfriend."
No.
You're
She
lying.
my mom had seen my nudes.
She's already seen your penis.
That's what I said. I said, "Hey, nothing you ain't seen." And then I walked out and threw up
Walked
and
into
cried.
traffic.
Jumped off the building.
Yeah.
I said, "Hey, nothing you ain't seen." And then my life was over.
And then I cry.
But let's hope
wild.
this next caller has a non-nudes related story. Let's go ahead and meet Danielle.
How are you guys doing?
Fantastic.
So good. How are you?
Excited to be here. Honestly, kind of shocked that I messaged and that you responded and that I'm here in the first place. So it's been a surprising day.
That's how it works,
I love
baby.
it.
So if you
Yay.
guys, actually, this is a great reminder. If you guys are watching or listening right now, go to our Instagram at Friends with Ben's Pod. Send us a DM, even if we're not doing that particular theme, because our producer always kind of bookmarks them. And then when we have these free for all episodes or a specific episode that applies to you, he'll let you know. So go ahead and DM us right now with any question you have. And sometimes it leads to what we want to make an episode about. So
That's true. This is
okay.
Manny.
Hi there.
Manny?
Yes, Manny.
He's here to help.
Manny, Alex, Hunter,
Dustyn.
Dustyn, Danielle. Tell us what's going on in your world.
Yeah, what's up?
Well, my best friend's getting married on Saturday.
Fun.
Congrats.
And-
Depending on where
yeah,
the rest of the
very
story
exciting.
goes.
She's great. I love her and
Okay.
I love him and it's gonna be fantastic.
Yay.
And yeah, she's my best friend in the world and she's pretty religious, so Christian, and so they're waiting till marriage and a lot of Christian friends at the wedding, which means that I'm one of the only single
Sinners.
bachelorettes at the wedding.
Sinners.
I'm the only slut there, and that's what they put
I
at
was
the
literally-
table.
would you say that? I was like, you're the only slut there in my mind.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of. Not so much, but
But compared to
No,
those,
no shame though. We're
Yeah,
pro
I'm-
slut here.
yeah, compared to those
Yeah,
virgins,
exactly.
we're all sluts.
pretty fun. So that's exciting. And
Okay.
there's 23, because we counted and looked at the guest list, eligible bachelors that are also not religious or waiting, or they're fun too. Let's
Oh,
put it
okay.
that
So you
way.
have 23 potential options.
People
and
that
then-
are
23
down
and
to
me.
clown.
Yeah.
23 and me.
If that's not the name of this rom com, that's.
23 and me.
I mean, we will get sued immediately.
Whoa.
But okay,
Yeah,
so how
exciting.
many virgin guys are going to be there? Did you do that math?
I don't really care about those guys.
Yeah,
Honestly,
they're eliminated.
I would care the most about those guys
Yeah, you
because
would.
that I feel like I think a challenge would be fun
No.
for you. Take it upon
You're
yourself
sick.
to ruin one of their lives.
No.
This man is not well. This man is not well.
No.
I don't
Okay.
think I have the capabilities to turn anybody in a day. So
Danielle, first of all,
wait.
Have you seen your eyeballs?
Yeah,
They're crazy.
girl.
You are beautiful.
you got the smile of a goddess.
My God. There's also a portion of our podcast where we both just aggressively hit on everyone.
I love
It's not
it.
our fault that
You
everyone
missed
who
it.
calls
Yeah,
in is
stunning.
beautiful.
Stunning.
Yes. My God. Anyway,
You
you're trying to have sex with
23.
somebody?
Yeah. What? So what's your question for us?
Well, I don't really know. I don't have a particular desired outcome. I think it would be kind of fun. Over the past weeks that I've been super involved in helping her get the wedding together, we were thinking like, oh, well, these men are there, so like flirting is definitely going to happen, and
For sure.
we'll see what comes of it. It would be super convenient if I were to eventually marry a friend that's already best friends with her.
Well, we
man,
do love
because,
that.
You know, that they're going to be required to do that anyways down the line, so might
True.
as well already be friends. So that was one outcome. Other outcome is, you know, we all live far away from each other, so one night of fun is great. And a third outcome is I go home alone, but I have a fantastic story to tell because I flirted with 23 different guys. So
Oh, man.
these are all the different options. So I guess
They
I
all
don't
sound
have a
good.
specific question. Yeah.
The thing about weddings is that everybody wants to hook up. Love is
Yeah.
in the air. I'm sure that at least 10 of these 23 guys are asking their buddy, who are the single girls of this wedding? Like, they're trying to make a list themselves. So I feel like I'm betting you're going home with somebody that night. I'm just saying, if you want to.
If you want to.
Sounds like you do.
Open to anything, basically, is what the prompt here is.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, I think you're gonna do A-okay. I think you're gonna get laid if you have any intention of getting laid. 23 is such a large number of
Insane.
eligible bachelors
Large
because like
pool.
sometimes
Yeah.
you go to a wedding and there's like 2 single people
Yeah.
and like then there's like 10 people fighting for those 2 single people. You are literally you are chump
Pick of the
walking
litter.
into the water.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Honestly, be careful. You're going to be like,
be careful.
Okay, I have a question, Danielle. If you hooked up, say you met a guy and it was like, you know, kind of pre-wedding festivities, and he's like, and no one's really drinking too much yet, but you and him are hitting it off, and he's like, hey, this is crazy. Do you want to maybe go over there to that like hidden area for a minute, and then would you hook up before the wedding?
Like the rehearsal dinner situation?
Yeah,
Oh.
maybe like rehearsal dinner, you guys sneak away to the bathroom or something.
Sure. Well, in the bathroom, I think that's a little extreme. I don't know if I'm that.
extremely hot. But if you hook up with someone at the rehearsal dinner, that's commitment.
Locking it
That
in.
means the next
No.
day you have a boyfriend for the day.
Well, I was kind of going in the opposite direction. My question is, can you get all
Like
23?
numbers game?
Literally
question-
23 and me.
Yeah, 23.
yeah.
My question is, why don't you treat it like trading cards and try to get 23,
Collect them all.
Yeah.
collect them
Pokemon.
all, and if you do, think about being able to sell that binder full of cards.
Only going up in value.
Only going up in value.
Yes. With time.
Yeah, yeah.
It'll appreciate.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, it's an option. I said open to anything. So
I have got
we'll
to
see.
get an update from you after this wedding.
Yeah, actually, can
You're gonna have to call in again.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then you guys don't have to tell me what happened.
Yes, yeah, we'll fill you in.
yeah. So if you guys are listening or watching right now, make sure to subscribe and then turn on your post notifications because Danielle's calling into the next episode.
Nice plug.
We're getting
That was
some good
great.
plugs in this. We
That was
don't
a really
normally
good
do
plug.
this.
Really? You're so good.
Yeah.
I know.
that's
I think
crazy.
moving forward, we need to be more like this. But anyway, Danielle, that is
Good luck.
That's good.
Good
I
luck.
do think we should get some Manny flirting advice. Like,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
because he's such a charmer. Manny, what's your advice for her in terms of like if she goes up to a guy, like if she were to go up to a guy maybe at a wedding, is there a good pickup line you have?
I always think that like if I'm thinking about going up to someone and talking to them, I will always do something that's around them and like kind of like insinuate a conversation that way. Like let's say some guy's sitting down, the seats next to him's empty, and like I needed to grab something on that table. I'd be like, oh, is this seat taken? And they're like, oh no. I'm like, okay, cool, I'm just gonna grab this real quick. And then like if guys like want to continue the conversation and keep flirting, they'll be like, oh, what's your name? And like it's kind of like an open, because you kind of broke the barrier of the conversation.
Yeah.
I feel like once you break the barrier of the conversation, if they are interested and they want to keep talking, they'll like kind of continue the conversation. They don't want it to end. But if you break it first in like a very nonchalant, like chill way, it's very inviting.
Yeah, if a girl did that to me and she was somewhat attractive, I would for sure be
Instant boner.
I'll give you the cup.
Yeah.
Dude, what were you trying to grab? I'll fuck you.
No, literally, it's true. It happens. Just break the barrier.
Yeah, that's all. That's the hardest part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good tip because I have been told, which I don't really know how to fix it. So I guess that would be my question on flirting tips for people who have told me that I'm intimidating to approach. Because I don't get approached a lot. And
Another
I don't
good
know
one.
Why?
Another good one is, I lost my earring. Can you help me find it? Under the table. I lost my phone.
Just
like
launch that shit under the table.
Everything.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Like
All my stuff is gone. I've been robbed.
Have you seen have you seen a purse around here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a this.
If you want to be really aggressive with it, you tell them, hey, have you seen a pair of soaking wet panties?
Hey, I had a pack of 30 condoms.
Yeah.
Where'd they go?
Have you seen them?
You know what?
So many.
Don't need them anyway. What do
Yep.
you want to go to that quiet spot over there?
For real though, I agree with Manny. I think that pointing out something that's like around, even if they're like drinking something, be like, oh hey, what are you drinking? Like whatever. Anything to like break the ice.
Yeah, and if they don't give you time of day, just in your head say they have a wife, they have a wife, they have a wife.
Yes.
And then
They have a
walk
wife.
away.
There are 22 other options for
Yep.
you after
They
that.
have
On to the
children.
next one.
They have children. They
Yeah.
have syphilis even.
Yes.
Yeah,
of course.
Full sif.
Full shame in your head.
Danielle, does this help?
Did this
I
advice
mean, I really don't know what's going to come of this one.
Yeah, sure.
Something
maybe.
good.
Help was the best. Let's go with that.
Manny's help was the best?
That's good.
Okay, well then
honestly,
I'm gonna keep talking then until I
Yes,
fix
one
that.
up it. Let's go.
No,
I mean,
no,
honestly, yeah.
I cannot top Manny. Mwah. And
You
so
can't.
I think you can.
You can't.
I feel like the invitation is
I can't top Manny. Well,
I
you
can't
actually
believe you
can.
said that.
wow, that was
You
perfect. Damn. Hey, clip that. Anyway, Danielle, enjoy the rest of your day.
Good
Thank you
luck.
for calling.
Bye, Danielle. Nice to meet you.
we're getting an update. So call in
Got
next
it.
week. The wedding's this weekend?
Yeah, Saturday.
When we
So,
shoot our next
Good luck.
episode. So it'll probably be a few episodes from now, but we're gonna check in with you, okay?
Yeah.
sounds like a plan.
All right, bye Danielle.
Good luck. Bye.
Wow, she is getting railed at that
She's
wedding.
so
slammed.
cute. She's gonna be fine.
Yeah. Oh, she's gonna be wobbly the next day.
Okay.
Wobbly. Wow, you're taking it far.
Oh my goodness.
You're like,
Everyone,
Point to.
by the way,
how big? How big?
Tell me when to stop.
Don't stop. Are you serious?
I feel like when me and Alex started this podcast, we were both like, whoa, when people would say something crazy. And every once in a while, I would like let it go a little bit.
Yeah.
And now we've realized that everyone who calls in is so sex forward and positive
Yes,
that we
it's
just have
good.
no
Yeah.
regard for like
I love
holding
that.
back. Yeah.
I love that so much.
Yeah.
Makes it fun.
Yeah, it does
It
make
does.
it fun. Well, let's see how fun this next caller is. We have one more. This is who?
We have 3 more.
Oh yeah, we have 3 more. Great. We'll tear through these. No, we won't.
Dustyn thinks we have 2 more.
more.
Okay.
Okay, we have 2 more. This next person is Alex.
This
Yes?
is Alexa.
This is Alexa.
This is Alex.
Alexa.
Oh, this is Alex if she was confused. Alex.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Hi, Alexa.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. I'm Hunter, Alex, and this is Manny,
This
our
is Manny.
guest.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm a big fan of all of yours.
Oh,
Wow,
thank you.
thank you.
Dustyn too?
We share the same birthday, so it was fun to celebrate with you every year.
We share the same birthday?
Same birthday,
That's
yeah.
so
Wow,
Beautiful.
and you're a big fan? What's my
Yeah.
first album called?
Sorry?
What?
Don't worry
No,
about
just
it.
kidding. I didn't have an album. We have a special guest who's been giving really good advice. So you are here for a great episode. What is your question for us?
So I'm going to type on my submission. I'm 22, I'm not 23. So just to start.
Okay.
That changes everything.
You have to go. No.
Yeah. But so I graduated college at 20. And now I'm graduating with my master's now in a couple months.
Oh, she a smarty.
I kind of started my adult life and career a little earlier than usual. And then simultaneously, I have had close to zero luck in the dating world or like the younger side of it. So I was just wondering like what your tips are like for me at this stage in my life, even though I'm like a little bit on the younger side, like as someone who refuses to join the dating apps, because I've heard horror stories from those close to me. What do I do? Just to simply put it.
Okay.
One thing I want to say about the dating apps is it's kind of like Vegas a little bit, where every time you hear a story, you have to just put in a grain of salt, because if someone tells you this horror story about the dating apps, they don't want to say that like, oh, I just didn't find someone. Not that it's their fault, but even just like, oh, I kind of maybe didn't go on the right dates. I didn't give it enough time. I didn't do this. Instead, they just go, the dating apps are awful.
They're
because
trash.
I know so many people who've had great experiences on dating apps.
I was going to say that it's also like Vegas in that if someone tells you how great their experience was with dating apps, that might also be a 1 in a million chance. But
Yeah.
I was a fan of the apps when I was dating still.
Yeah, so was I.
But if you do, people's different strokes for different folks, you know?
Totally.
She might not like them. So we can.
But you haven't tried them yet.
No. I mean, I have a twin sister, so there's 2 of me running around. So she has been on them.
That's fun. Just someone to test things out for you.
Yeah. Not great. And also, I haven't heard a lot of people around me, there's horror stories and there's good stories. Like, I know people that are in relationships, like, because of them. But I'm like, not to be a bitch, but I'm like, that's the best.
Exactly. Right.
Hey, okay, you're right. That's fair.
Like,
That's fair.
Valid.
Came out of that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Not to be a bitch, but I'm about to say something
gonna
really
be a
bitchy.
bitch.
Yeah, her wedding speech is like, hey, they did meet on Tinder.
Yeah.
So
Yikes.
everyone, let's not assume this is going long. Okay. So
No dating apps.
So you haven't done the dating apps, but why do you say you haven't had luck? Like, are you going on dates that don't go well? Are you just not meeting people?
I do my school online, so like that's not helping. But when I was in undergrad, I did do my last year in a sorority, and I, went. You name the event, I was there. That didn't help. But yeah, I don't know. Like I go out,
I
but,
feel like I have
you know,
like weird advice for you that maybe people would disagree with, but I think you need to date much older. You just seem
people tell me
very
that.
mature and like you're obviously like a smarty pants, said with love. And I think that the guys that you're probably around are maybe not gonna meet you at your level. So I think you should need to date someone that's like 30.
I think I know where she's going. You should date one of your professors.
No.
Hey, Alex, I'm with you.
That's where I thought she was going.
Yeah, I think find a teacher, professor, counselor, someone who's
A
in
teacher's aide.
someone who's in an
teacher's aide,
authoritative position.
that's all right.
At a place you go to school or work.
No.
No, don't do that.
She goes to school on the internet. She
Okay,
should
so
not be
she's
meeting
fucking-
30-year-olds
No,
on the
literally.
internet.
She's fucking Jeeves then. Fuck Jeeves.com.
Yeah, Ask Jeeves was a thing that existed 20 years before you were born.
I was like, she's not gonna know that reference.
Don't worry about it.
at
Don't worry
all.
about it.
Okay.
Manny, what is
Manny.
your advice?
My advice when it comes to meeting people is putting yourself out there in the way of like with friends. I think the best connections I've had is when I've gone to friends like kickbacks or done things with friends like going to the gym, kind of putting yourself out there in settings where there's a lot of people. I think that's like really important because if at the end of the day, if you're not leaving your house, you're not finding people to date. You're not finding people to talk to. If you're not going on apps and you're not leaving your house, you're going to be alone forever. So, I mean, it's the truth. It's the truth. I'm sorry.
You're not meeting
but
anyone.
it's like if you're,
You're
it's like
right.
you're
I mean,
not,
this past
you're
Christmas,
physically not
I
like
get-
meeting people. Like you have to go out and actually do things. Like I've noticed that too. Like with me, I'm like, I'll delete the apps and I'm like, I'm not going to do it because I'll have them too. And I'll get over it. And then I'll be like, wait, I'm not talking to anyone because I'm not even leaving my house.
Yeah.
So you have to really like actually go out there and actively do something, whether it's like being active in like joining a club, going to the gym, hanging out with friends, doing like meeting their friends. A lot of times the best connections come from friends of friends because it's like they already know them. They low key vouch for them in that way because they're already friends with them. So I think it's important to put yourself out there in a more social setting.
Yeah. No, I just joined like this tennis group at my
Hell
university.
yeah.
Fun.
Tennis.
There we go.
Great asses. This is going to be
And
good.
also, this past Christmas, like I always get, it's the family stuff, like,
Mhm.
when's your boyfriend? It's like, no.
sure.
But at this time, I decided to go the humor route, and I was like, the right man will find me on the couch, and the way
Right.
everybody got so serious, like, no,
You'll never find someone that
it was
way.
a joke.
Mhm, mhm.
I will say
Exactly.
family gatherings are one of the worst places to meet a potential partner.
Yeah.
But it's
That
also
is
one of
true.
the most fun places if
No.
you're into that.
Yeah.
If you're,
Your cousin's
okay.
cousin.
Yeah, like a cousin's cousin.
A
or like
cousin's
okay.
third
a
cousin.
step sibling.
A step.
No.
Well, Alexa,
Step parent even.
one other thing to just kind of double down and step parent. Yes, I didn't want to let that go.
Stepfather.
Yes, Alexa, I do think to double down on what Manny said about joining these groups and stuff, and we kind of talked about this in the past, but instead of looking at it like, oh, I need to find groups to meet someone. Instead, just like cut out the idea of like another person and go, what would I think is fun? Like, what do I want to get better at? What have I been interested in? Because if you look at it like that and then you don't meet someone the first day or the first month or the first year, you're like, oh, I just got really fucking good at tennis. And I happen to have met 3 guys that it just didn't work out with. But make the goal to make yourself just a more well-rounded person. Make the goal to live a more fun life, to enjoy yourself. And then in that joy, everyone feels that. When you talk to someone who's like got the life of their dreams and they're doing all these things and they've got all the books around their house and a lot of paintings and you're like, okay, well, threesome.
Wow.
We all just kind of are we're doing a podcast already.
I mean, we're already here.
You do feel that like love and joy, and you do want to be with that person. You don't want to be with the person who joined the pottery club to fuck someone else. You're like, it's less exciting than the person who's just really good at pottery and loves it. So it's a hard mental change to make, but once you do that and you just start going to these things just to make yourself a better person, everyone's going to start fiending for you.
The happiness radiates out. It will ooze out.
Yeah.
100%. That's why I joined tennis. I'm not so good right now.
Exactly.
That's why you
But
join,
it's something you
then
wanna
you get
do.
better. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever heard anything about like from a date or from a friend who's like, maybe you're this on dates? Like, have you ever heard like, hey, it doesn't, I know it's sometimes hard thing for you to like self diagnose, but like I've had it in the past where I know that like in the past I was maybe like when I was younger, I was a little like ready for it to be more. I was always like,
yeah,
and like
yeah.
that is a turnoff, and I had to realize that at some point.
Right. So honestly, I've never been like the biggest people person. So I'm very like selective with who I'm talking to and hanging out with. And so yeah, I've definitely done, what they call it nowadays, I guess like the shadow work or whatever. Like, is it me? Am I the problem? And I, kind of came to the conclusion that nah.
Nice.
Yeah,
You are correct.
girl.
Yeah, I did have like this horror story of a date I went on, and it was just like that's when I kind of realized like I need somebody that's not like super introverted. I mean, this guy, like, he was not talking. I mean, I was pulling topics out of the air because it's like I understand there's gonna be like some like spatial silence.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever,
for
but
sure.
it was like he just wasn't talking, and then when he would talk, it was literally horrible. He would I remember it was like summer break or something, and he was like, oh yeah, my college has like the highest rate of STDs, I hope when I go back I don't get one. And I was like, okay.
Sounds like a literal horror date to me.
Yeah, that's
also we live in like a
awful.
social media world. Like you should be like before you even dates, send voice notes and videos and like FaceTime even. Like I will not go on dates now unless we've like somehow had some type of audible video
Smart.
exchange.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're trapped. You're in that day, baby. What the hell
Yeah.
are you gonna do? Like
Yeah.
it's so much better now to like beforehand kind of like that's what I'll do. I'll send voice notes, I'll send videos. I'm like, if they are not the type that sends it back, then I'm like, are you even a good communicator?
Yeah, Manny does send voice notes. Even
do.
before he came to the house
I like
today
that.
to do the podcast, he sent me a voice note. And now I realize it was him making sure it was still me. He was
I
still.
was also driving, so I had
Yeah,
to send
okay,
voice
good. Yeah, there you go.
But
Thank you,
yes, I that's a huge thing. Like just make sure that you can even vibe. Like if the vibe's not there even through voice note and video, then like it's probably not gonna be there in person.
Yeah, don't waste your time.
Yeah.
I actually met him at a birthday party, and everything was
Oh, good.
fine. and then he just got weird.
He probably was starting to vibe, like he was probably starting to really like you maybe and got nervous. And unfortunately, he needs to go join some clubs and get to be a better person.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Get STD tested.
At the end of it, he went to go like give me he was like, can I walk you to the car? And I was like, no, it's fine. But he was like, I insist. And I was like, okay. So he gets in the car and he goes to give me a hug, which felt like it was like an hour because I did not want that to happen.
Oh no.
Yeah. And so I go to turn to my car. He's like, I wanted that. And
Oh,
The ick. I have
dude,
the ick for you.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's
yeah.
that
It's like,
guy's
you smell so good.
That guy's smooth.
I thought he had walked away at this point. I thought he did, but like I think he saw me because once I closed the door and locked the car, I started slamming on my steering wheel like, why did I this just happen?
Oh my god.
That's so funny that first he heard that, like, you know, when you're young and you could just like click the lock and it goes click, 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 click,
Yeah.
click, click. He probably heard that and it's like, oh, and then turned and she was banging her head on the steering wheel.
Why?
Well, that may explain why it didn't work out with him. But Alexa, good luck with everything.
I think you're doing all the right stuff, getting out there with tennis and stuff. I feel like that's the move.
Yeah. Also, you're a gorgeous woman with getting her PhD. You're gonna be fine. I would just
Masters.
enjoy. Are you getting your PhD too, or no?
Oh no, I'm done.
Oh, then
Actually, if I
actually,
didn't do it now, I wasn't going to do it ever. So.
okay. Well, then
Yeah.
never mind. I don't know if you're gonna find anybody.
Okay.
No, your master's is still pretty impressive. Yeah, congrats on one getting your master's. That's pretty huge.
Yeah.
What's it in, by the way?
Health informatics and data analytics.
Totally.
That
Smart
is, by the way, I'm not even kidding. Me and my friends were just talking the other day that we wish we could find a girl with a master's in health data and analytics.
I'm sure you did. I'm sure you
I
did.
said that.
I'm trying to give her hope, you guys.
I know. She's
Well, I'm in Miami
absolutely
right now, so you guys are probably a little far.
Oh, we know people in Miami. I'll hook you up with a friend of mine.
Okay.
Okay,
Sounds good.
75.
To me.
Oh.
All right, Alexa, thank you for calling in.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, guys. It was great talking to you.
Nice talking
You
to you as
too.
well.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Sometimes, you know what? It would happen the other week too, where like someone calls in and they go, I'm having a hard time finding someone. And then we talk to them a little bit and they're like, yeah, I have my master's, I'm athletic, and I look like this. And you're like, I don't know.
Yeah, we had a guy call in who was like talking about not being able to find girls to date, and then he was adorable. He was
really
so
cute,
cute.
too.
And then Hunter was like, "How tall are you?" And he's like 6'4", and we were like, "Get the fuck out! You're fine. You're
Honestly,
gonna be fine.
any inch above 6 foot is another
You're
point
fine.
up.
Yeah, you're good."
Like it's a red flag one every inch above it. Red flag.
Is it? Okay.
But like an extra point and like out of a 10 scale, like if you're a 4,
but you're
but you're
6'4".
6'4", you're a 7.
Yeah.
What if you're 6'6" and you're a 4? You're just really
You're
ugly.
like an 8.
Okay. All right. So there's an attrition.
Sliding
There's a
scale.
little-
It just adds to it.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Well, I will say with her, and you know, I don't know if you guys were ever insecure, but like I wasn't great with girls when I was younger, and so like there was a
Same.
part of me where like,
Girls
Same.
wasn't good.
Yeah.
Wasn't
did
good.
you not fuck a ton of girls?
Actually, I was
No, I didn't.
always good with girls, never good with guys.
Did you ever have sex with a girl?
No.
Wow.
I've only ever kissed girls.
You
Ew.
never touched a vagina.
No, only boobies. But that was for fun, more like a
Yeah, no.
What do
it's
they
fun.
feel like? Like what you thought they'd feel like? or
yes,
no?
very pillowy, very just
Very
soft,
pillowy.
Yeah.
like soft sacks of
Pillow.
skin. Yeah.
Some of them are different. Some of them are really muscly. They're very sinewy.
Oh,
Hot.
is that wait? Why?
Because I think isn't there the difference of like some women have really fatty breasts and then others have more muscly breasts. So like there will be like a thick layer of muscle in there, and those
you're
are the
like,
girls.
damn.
Well, then you
They
go
go like this.
Yeah, literally. You go, if you start lifting, you could be one of the strongest bodybuilders in the world. You have the biggest chest press out of anybody I've ever met. And then they never do.
And then they never talk to you again. Got
Yeah.
it. Got it.
Anyway, what I was gonna say is I think that you are very good about perspective. Like you are the kind of person that's like, I know it's so much harder. It's so much easier said than done to be like change the way that you're thinking, obviously. But like you're very much like if you think about it this way instead of this way, you're gonna be happier. And it's like sometimes it's just like flipping a switch, and you're like, oh, I can just like not be bitter or whatever, feel like I'm alone and feel like I'm never going to find anyone. It's like if you flip that switch to be like, I'm going to do this to better myself. I agree. I think it like radiates, like you said. People notice and they're like, I don't know, you don't want to seem desperate. So it's like you go out there, you try to make yourself better, you try to like level up, like you always say. And I think that people just come to you.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's also, I will say at the beginning of the year was like my lowest point where I had to change that perspective.
Totally.
And I will say the only thing that did it, one, was like getting to that bottom where there's no other option. You have to be like, I have to change my perspective on life right now. But I will say busying myself with like only things that are putting me in the right direction. Because someone said it, it's like, if you're not going forward, there's no such thing as staying still. If you're not going forward, you're going backward in terms of like trying to make a change in your life. So for me, like at that time in my life, I was like, all right, I'm going to work out every day. I worked out every day for like an hour and a half. I read every morning for like 30 minutes. I meditated. I did it every single day. And it gave my mind and my body no choice but to change. And it didn't feel good. Like in the beginning, I felt like I feel like a fraud. Like, why am I doing this? I'm not seeing changes.
Yeah.
But then at the end of, we did it together. We did like
like 3 months.
Yeah, it was crazy. We had like I made a Google sheet for us and we both checked off every day, like, oh, you worked out every day, did this every day, did this every day. And it will change you where all of a sudden, like, you go from the idea of like working out twice a week seems like, where am I going to get the time to working out 6 days a week? You're like, oh yeah, of course I don't want to miss
I
it.
have to.
Exactly.
Totally.
I'm
and
same.
it's slow but it happens eventually.
You're like,
Have
you don't want to.
Have you guys ever hooked up?
No. I've been in a relationship that don't look at me like that. Been in a
I'm
relationship the
scared.
whole time.
Yeah, hey,
and also
hey,
not
we-
interested.
Hey,
Yeah.
we never.
Okay.
Never hooked up.
You did
was
show me
wondering
your
something.
butt before we started recording.
Well, I said my butt's, I've been doing a lot of legs and my
Legs.
butt is getting real bubbly.
and I was like, show me that
Out
thing.
of nowhere. Like it happened. I mean, it's been happening for this year, but like
You
I
didn't show
never
me
had a
for
butt.
science. I didn't.
You know what? I can show you my
so
before
sorry.
and after photos from a while ago.
There we go.
And I think you're gonna like them.
I also, as a bubble owner myself, I recognize bubbles and bubbles.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I can see
B2B.
B2B,
B2B.
B2B. Got to be.
This is.
Yeah, let's see this thing.
Let's see the bubble.
I gotta show you this.
Bubble to bubble.
Well, hold on. This is the first one. I'm gonna show you the first one.
Okay,
with
pre-
me.
Okay,
Pre-butt.
Pre BBL. Let's see.
Pre BBL. Okay, so these are my befores, right? This is like right after back surgery.
Wow.
So
Okay.
this is what I look like before.
I feel like that was already like really good.
But look at the butt.
Okay,
right?
so
Okay,
it's
okay,
not,
see. It's
not there,
bad.
but it's
No.
not.
But it's not
It's
great.
not.
It's not a
yeah,
bubble.
yeah.
I'll show the camera. Actually, there's a lot of dick in that. I'm not gonna show.
There
that.
is a lot of dick in that.
I was trying not to look, but
I
was
get
looking.
hard when I take before and after photos.
I was
No, you
like,
do not.
there was a front bubble.
Yeah.
A frubble.
so sorry.
A frubble.
Okay. And then this is 3 months later.
Oh, that's cake, dude.
That's 3 months later,
He's
and
caked
now
up.
it's
I
even bigger.
Dude, you're double cheeked up. 100%.
Yeah, double cheeked up on a
Thickums.
Tuesday,
Thickums.
and then now I feel like
dress.
this is crazy. This
Let's
is
see it.
Is this now?
Oh my god! I literally haven't looked at this photo since I
Look
took
at how
it.
excited he
Let's
is.
see.
It's fucking crazy.
God damn!
Oh, he has a donk. Now it's
That's a
fully
shelf.
Isn't that crazy?
Me
Fully
zooming in.
dunked.
Wow.
I'm also like, I went from like having the hardest time with any glute exercise
Yeah.
to maxing out every machine that was glute related. So now I'm like a shit strong because that was like my back problems or like
Yeah.
my low spine.
It's so funny because I want to be like, no one who listens to the podcast cares about this. It's all they care about.
Yeah, should we
They
show
want.
that?
They want to fucking
Yeah,
know.
show that butt. Show that butt. Give the people
let
what
me
they
just
want.
show-
Just, and it's with the clothes on. It's not like you're like showing
Yeah.
like full bare cheek.
ass.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Come on.
For
you know how
Dustyn.
Hunter feels
You guys,
about
that's
nudes.
a donk, dude.
It's funny. It looks small, but it's just because it's compressed. Dustin's also rock hard right now. I could tell he's like trying to push it down because it's about to creep into the bottom of the frame.
Dustin's fully wet.
Okay, well, ladies and
Anyway,
gentlemen,
that was the podcast.
that is our podcast. Manny, what an amazing guest.
Yes.
Genuinely,
So
you
great.
are allowed back whenever you're on the west side and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
want to come back.
Thank
So
you.
fun.
I'm so glad.
Do
I love them.
you? Where can we find you? What? Plug all your shit.
Okay, Manny Mua on all socials. Full coverage for my own podcast. I have a podcast with my best friend
Love it.
called
Which is
FOOL coverage.
Really fun.
Oh, that's a
Really
cute
fun.
name.
Yeah,
Should we
it's kind of play
change
on.
ours?
You're
Okay.
like, should we?
Should we go to full coverage?
Fuller coverage?
Full coverage. Fuller. Yeah, Manny Mua and my brand's Lunar Beauty. So that's that's all my plugs for now.
Wow.
Those are great plugs. And Manny, if you ever want to do callers on your podcast, Dustyn, Alex, and myself will come on, and Dustyn will produce it.
Great.
And we will bring in a bunch of your callers, and they'll call you.
no.
So
Thank God.
if you ever want to do
I need a producer.
wild episode, we could do that. But yeah, for those listening and watching, if you're listening, make sure to leave a review on iTunes or Spotify. It
Yeah.
really helps the pod. And Manny also will go to everyone's house and give you a
glam
full,
them. Great.
full
Full
glam,
glam.
Great.
for whatever event you
For
have.
a review.
If you leave
Yes.
a comment saying how much you love the pod and a review, and then also like the video if you're watching on YouTube, and subscribe, because again, you don't want to miss these stories. Danielle's going to tell us about her 23andMe wedding fucktastic.
Oh yeah, we gotta get the follow
fuck fest.
up.
I'm
Yeah.
excited.
And of course subscribe. And thank you guys so much. I love you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Quick disclaimer so we don't get sued. The information in this podcast is intended for entertainment purposes only. The information is not intended to serve as professional advice. If you need professional advice, please contact a licensed professional, aka not us.